You guys see all these cars up there, and way up there on top of the hill there's a house. Big estate sale here, lots of people, and I mean a lot. I was here probably 5 minutes after they opened. The opening was late. The opening was at 10 a.m. and I was able to scoop up a couple items. So let me show you what I got. So I really got only 4 items. One of them is really cool. Today and tomorrow was the estate sale, so it's just the beginning. They didn't want to deal too much. Let me show you first what I got for myself. I got 4 of these stainless steel rod holders for my boat. Actually, these are very expensive when they're new, and they have swivels on the bottom here. So when they come with the swivels like this, they're usually 40, 50, 60 bucks a piece, depending how big they are. And they were asking $40 on the set of 4, so 10 bucks each, and he gave me those for 30 bucks. So I was very happy. Then I got this remote control, and I was debating. I didn't know if it works. 10 bucks they were asking on it. It's a Harmony. 650 is the model. They used to bring decent money. Now it's probably $15-20. And he gave it to me for 7 bucks. So it was all right deal. This was a nice deal because this whole baggie here, it was a buck. And apparently the lady that used to live in this house, she was in the Navy. So I got a bunch of these. And obviously different ranking, right? It has nothing on this. It already has one line on these, and then 2 lines. So I don't know if she was an officer or not. I have no idea how much money these are potentially worth, but you know, for a buck, so many of them, I couldn't refuse it, you know. So that was really nice. But the best find, I think, is in this bag, and all my hands got really dirty from holding it, the book. All right, are you ready? So this book, it's a photo album that it's a little bit torched on the outside. That's why I got my hands dirty from holding it. But it's a photo album from apparently her grandparents traveling the Europe before World War I. And I see the picture dates on the pictures, 1910, 1909. So they went to Europe for like a 2 months trip, because that's what it looks like. And it says here, leaving New York, and they're going on a boat. I don't know if this is their wedding trip, but it's extremely cool. All original photos. At the ocean, it says British fleet. They're seeing British ships somewhere out in the ocean, and then arriving at London, and a bunch of pictures from London. So this is a super cool find, I think. There's lots of pictures here, and all original, and overall in very good condition. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna sell individual pictures, try to sell the whole album together, because it does tell the story. So here's Scotland. I don't know, they're very cool. Lots of history here. And anyway, this was, they were also asking 40 bucks on this, and he gave it to me for 30 as well. So I spent 30, that's $67 on this and $1 on this, so 68 bucks was the total I spent on this. I got 2 more estate sales I want to hit today. We'll see if we can find something good. Alright guys, here's the reason why networking with other resellers, it's so important in this business. So it's been bugging me since I bought these little guys. at this estate sale a few minutes ago, and I'm like, I gotta send a message to Chad. And I send him a message and I go, Chad, what are these? I can't figure it out. Usually when it's Navy, it will say US Navy on these anchors, and these are not, don't have these. Are these Coast Guards, I'm thinking? So I sent him a couple pictures, and right away he sent me a message. Pete, these are Naval Academy marking pads. Just like that, boom. I'm like, oh gosh, I even didn't think of that, you know? So I quickly looked them up, and they sell actually really good. There's only one available now for sale, but history of them actually selling is pretty good. Not big money, but usually a set like this will sell right around for $10. So, I mean, I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets here, and a one single, and even the singles sell for $8-9. So, yeah, Chad, love you, man. Appreciate it. Anyway, yeah, networking, guys, super important. So this is a trailer park, this next stop where the estate sale is. And somebody told me once, Pete, don't waste your time. Never go to trailer parks for estate sales or garage sales. People are poor and don't have money. And you know what I say to that? Bullshit. There's money everywhere and you can find stuff everywhere. Let me show you guys what I found in this place. So today must be a photo day. Picked up this whole box. Little photos in this box. And then in a big box I got ton of old vintage photos. I love that kind of stuff. So he said, make me an offer. There was no price on it, and I said $25, and he said sure. So here's the kicker. See that little wooden box that all these small photos are in? I sold this particular box for the processed pasteurized cheese probably 3 or 4 times before, and I usually get about 25 to 30 bucks. You gotta wait. This one has great graphics on it. You do have to wait for the buyer, but this little wooden box will pay for this whole collection of pictures. So I couldn't pass it on, you know. Lots of great photos here. Definitely old stuff. Love it. Today, I swear to God, today must be a photo day. That's so weird how that happens, you know. Look at that. Look at this car. And originally he had it priced like, I guess it says $1 on the back. I just noticed that. $2 on this one. So he did have it priced $1 on this. Huh. So now I'm even more excited because I really got a great deal on it. Just goes to show you that if you know what you're looking for, you can find stuff anywhere. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually stoked. 2 estates, 2 different finds, but they're in the same subject matter, pictures. Pretty cool. Let's keep going. All right, let's bring the camera inside to this one. So in this one I decided to bring the camera in, and right off the get-go I spot this wheelchair sitting up front. Really cool piece, and I sell quite a bit of these antique wheelchairs, and they sell for good money. This one seems to be 1920s, 1930s. They're asking $125, so I'm like, I'm gonna think about it. So ton of stuff here in the garage. Old farm equipment. These are not decoys, these are just plastic ducks. But lots of farm equipment here, everywhere. Shovels, rakes. Here I spot a couple vices, but they're asking like 25 or 30 bucks a piece on these. So vintage Illini bag, University of Illinois. That was kind of torch. Here we go inside. Old bathroom, and really this house was really old and not updated, so I was hoping I'm gonna find some cool stuff here. Here's an old trunk that they were asking $100 for it. I can't even get that kind of money in my shop, so no on that. Here I'm gonna find some U of I, University of Illinois cushions that they were used in 1984 Rose Bowl game, and I debated for a while here if I should grab them or not. They had 7 of them. They were asking $12 for these, so I could probably got them relatively cheap, but I didn't know if there's market for them or not, so I kind of passed on them. This next room that we're gonna walk in here, a little bit of everything here, but once again, another trunk. They had like 3 or 4 trunks throughout the house. This one, I don't know, $50-$60, something like that. Here's a cast iron piece that I think, yeah, $20, too much. Everything was a little bit overpriced here, but they were willing to wheel and deal a little bit here, so I wasn't worried about that. But here's a very cool trunk, old wooden trunk for like a carpenter. $300 though. That's quite a bit. Super cool, but this is a piece that you can probably get about $150-$160 for it. Ton of shelves here, like seashelves. Somebody was collecting them, obviously. Here we got vintage hand warmer, some kind of old brush, couple reels from probably late 70s, early 80s. Couple cardinals, they were asking $10 a piece. That's what they are roughly worth. Maybe not even that. What else we got here? I mean, just ton of junk overall, you know, kind of junky place. Lots of Christmas decorations, lots of Halloween stuff. There were some golf clubs here. I looked at them later. Nothing really good. A nice vintage desk here. Look at these. Nice, pretty cool looking handmade, like birds, little cardinal. I have no idea what these could be worth. They were overall in decent condition. Some vintage stamps here. They wanted like $12 or $15 for this whole box. But this next room that we're gonna get into, was a couple interesting items here. Here's some kind of vintage wooden box with the front sliding glass on it. Bunch of golf clubs that had no value really. But here's a very interesting piece that I looked at on the way in when I walked in there. It's a wooden leg brace. Now the guy who owned this place was a doctor who passed away. On that little piece of paper that I just lifted, it said that it was from Civil War, but some things didn't add up for me. It looked too good to be from that era. The hinges, the stamping that was on, I'm showing this to the guy, it kind of looked like a turn of a century, maybe late 1800s, early 1900s, but I don't think it was from Civil War era. They were asking $400 for this, and it was just like falling apart. It was all in pieces. So I'm sure I could got it a lot cheaper, but the date just didn't add up for me. So we talked about it for a minute here with the guy, and I said, no, I think I'm gonna pass on it. Lots of vintage bottles there, medicine bottles. Nothing really that struck my interest. Here I'm gonna come up on some book hands that had no markings on them. Cast iron, asking $25. They were pretty heavy. They were cool, but I was like, no markings, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
This table that you guys are seeing here, it's actually table. That wheel, old wagon wheel, it has a glass on top, and they were asking like $300 for that. That was a pretty cool piece. And this is the last room I'm gonna get in. It's like a utility room. Vintage boots here, old, falling apart, old sorrels falling apart actually. A little bit of tools here in this room, like an old utility room, but nothing really to like go after, you know. Old hammers, saws. That's about it. Guess what, guys? This one is coming with me. So very nice pickup of that wheelchair. The guy who owned the house and passed away was a doctor. Obviously lots of stuff associated with medical. They had a lot of medical bottles and stuff from, like, you know, right around turn of a century. But a little bit overpriced. But I did pick up one more cool item there. Salt. Let me switch this around. Salt and pepper shakers, and I believe, ooh, I'm spreading salt all over. Ooh, salt is coming out. Ooh, gosh. Okay. Yeah, all the salt spilled. So they're overall in very good condition. The glass, it's not crystal, it's just glass on the shakers. This is pretty tarnished, but that's okay. The patina like that is all good. I don't think the camera is gonna pick up the name on the back here. It says Wilcox SP Company International, made in USA, number 9341. This SP stands for silver plate, I believe. I don't think it is silver. And they were asking $10 on it. I offered $5. She said, yep, it's yours. So this is one of those items that you gotta wait for the right buyer. Throw a price on it and let it marinate and wait if somebody's comes along and finally wants something like this. I think I can probably price it for about $30 and just sit on it. If it was silver, probably I can ask about $50-$60 for it. But since it's only silver plate, but it's definitely old and vintage, so very cool pickup. Alright guys, heading back home. I'm super excited actually about that wheelchair that I picked it up, because every time we get one, it sells almost instantly in a shop. Many doctors out there who love to have stuff like that for their own collections or for their office. It's a great conversation piece for them, great display piece. So, and I sold quite a few over the years, and some of them will even bring, you know, bigger money than this one. Some of them are like super rare, lots of stuff is all wood on it. This one is like half and half mix. The seat is wooden, but the rest of it, it's metal. This one probably in that $150 to $200 range. We're gonna clean it up a little bit. I don't think I can get more really than $200. Maybe like $150, $160. It's pretty safe bet. So but it's a quick moving item, so for $60 it was a really good pickup. Overall, you know, came out for a couple hours. Actually, it's 12:30 now, so about 2.5 hours. Very happy, and everything is like 5 minutes away from my house, so really cool. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments on any of the stuff that you just saw, or you're interested with any of the stuff that you saw, send me a message. Let's wheel and deal. Till next time, guys. Cheers.